Hi, Governor Scott. This is Aubree Adams again. This will probably be my last video to share with you. I want you to know that when the marijuana lobbyists say that regulating marijuana will take away from the illegal market, that's a lie. Like I said, and I might have misquoted it in one of my videos, we had 126 illegal marijuana busts in 2016 in Pueblo County alone. I believe it's the El Paso County has 1,000 pending illegal marijuana locations. And last night here in Pueblo, Colorado, on May 22nd, 2017, the Pueblo Police Department reported that a marijuana transaction leads to a shooting. On Monday, May 22nd, around 7:45 p.m., officers responded to Motel 6 located at 4103 North Elizabeth in regards to a shooting that left one man injured. Officers arrived at the motel to find a 42-year-old male who had been shot. The male victim was transported to the local hospital to be treated for his wounds and was last known to be recovering after immediate surgery. The investigation revealed the male victim and the female passenger were at the motel for a marijuana transaction. It was at the time the two were approached by the two armed men and shots were fired, striking the male victim during the attempted robbery of drugs and money. So the illegal market is never been better in Colorado. And so when the marijuana lobbyists tell you that it will somehow transfer to the regulated legal market, it's just a lie. They enhance each other, they support each other. The illegal market, they can hide behind the legal market. So I just wanted you to know that just happened last night here. So, and it continues, it never stops. Also, in our town of Pueblo, Colorado, the marijuana industry is very prominent. We have, I think, about 20 stores, and they're getting ready to open about 8 more. And then they're very proud to announce that they're going to have a cannabis museum here. They said people from all over the world are going to come visit it and celebrate cannabis. And so, my perspective is, they probably need a picture of the kids that become psychotic from their products or have been killed. So I would ask them to put Levi in their marijuana museum. Levi was 19 years old. He ingested a marijuana infused cookie. His friends reported that he exhibited hostile behavior, pulling things off the walls, and spoke erratically. He ended up jumping off the balcony of his hotel in Denver, Colorado, to his death. 19, how did he get the products? That's another thing I want you to know. You can't keep these products out of the hands of the underage kids. These products have flooded our schools, and most of the school systems take a very silent approach to this. They're not talking about it. But I know, because that's where my son got his products, and other kids tell me, and teachers and administrators tell me too. So just so you know, the products can get to the kids. You can't keep them away from the kids. Here's another young man that I think they should put in the Cannabis Museum. My love and prayers go to each one of these families. I know their pain. I'm the lucky one. My son's still alive, but I speak out and I'm bold about it, and I do what I do because when you see your child in a marijuana-induced psychosis, it changes you forever. I mean, I never knew marijuana could do that, and it does, and it's horrifying, extremely painful, and has completely changed all our lives. But by the grace of God, my son is still alive, and I feel that's for a reason, and that's why I speak out. This young man, Daniel Hores, he was 18. He lived in Britton, Colorado. He smoked a bunch of marijuana, and he stabbed himself to death 20 times. His sister, Erika, said If he had not smoked marijuana that night, he would still be here. He was extremely high. There was no other reason he would do it. She said, I lost my brother to it, meaning marijuana. It's not harmless. It can kill people, and most people don't see that. And that's why this is so scary, what's happening. People don't accept that this young man's death came from marijuana. I know it's true. I hope you guys do too. Mark Ballard, he was 23 years old, so it's not just the young brain. He was legal age. He started dabbing. He was featured in a PBS special that I believe aired last fall. So Mark Ballard, he was dabbing, the high potency products that my son and I coined as crack weed. Dabbing, he ended up committing suicide. May he rest in peace, love to his family, to all these families. Here's a couple from Denver. Richard Kirk, he took a marijuana edible, and he ended up killing his wife. They have 3 young children, and that day that this man was on that marijuana edible, those 3 young kids lost both their parents because now their mom is gone. She's deceased, and their father will most likely spend the rest of his life in prison. Very tragic that this happened, and nobody hardly talks about it. So I think they should, especially this family, with their permission, have a special place in that cannabis museum that our elected officials would like to put in Pueblo, Colorado. This young man, he was underage. Brant Clark, 17 years old, killed himself after smoking large amounts of marijuana. His mom said the changes in my son were so intense that the next 3 days he required emergency care at 2 hospitals. Brent told doctors, marijuana really messed me up. He reported feelings of paranoia that he just couldn't shake. He wrote, sorry for what I have done. I wasn't thinking that night. I smoked myself out. His suicide note said. Brant Clark, he matters, right? 17. I know his mother's pain. I don't know it all because my son survived his suicide attempt, but he was underage. This little girl breaks my heart. She was killed by a marijuana impaired driver. The driver that killed her was 18 years old. So he wasn't supposed to be smoking marijuana. I believe he was doing dabs. I'm not sure. I remember reading this, but she was riding her bike with her dad when this driver ran over her and killed her. And her name is Payton Knowlton, 8 years old. So maybe they'll have a special place for her in the Cannabis Museum. Chad Britton, killed by marijuana-impaired driver in 2014. There were 36 deaths that year just from marijuana-impaired drivers. And I apologize that I ran out of colored ink. I don't want to disrespect any of these people that have lost their lives or their families. I speak up because I would like to educate the community. Here's a couple here. A 17-year-old marijuana-impaired driver killed this couple. Joe Ramos, he was 39, and Stacy Reynolds, she was only 30, of Boulder. They passed away from their injuries from the accident. Cute couple, and they're gone. It's not fair. It's not fair that this industry is validated and nobody's talking about the harms and costs. Maybe there are some medicinal properties to it, and that should be looked into, and nobody's going to stand in the way of that. As far as I know, there's a federal law that allows that called the Compassionate Care Act. So, but I think these people matter, and I don't say this out of contention or anything. I'm saying this out of the reality of the situation. This is Luke Goodman. He killed himself after ingesting marijuana edibles in Keystone, Colorado. His mother stated she believed that marijuana caused her son to kill himself. And I would agree and support her on that statement, even though probably people call her a liar, because I witnessed it with my son too. So when I say I'm not the only one, I'm not the only one. This is just taking a few minutes to show you some of them. There are others. Some speak out, some don't. Some are very scared to speak out. Some people just aren't educated that marijuana is related to their loved one's death. So my 2 points is, if the marijuana lobbyists are telling you to sign this into law because it's going to decrease, it's going to take away from the illegal, the black market, it's just a flat out lie. It enhances it. They hide behind the laws. It's really scary what's happened here in Colorado. And then when people tell you that nobody ever dies from marijuana, they're lying too. Maybe they die in different ways, but those ways matter too. And these people mattered, and their lives matter, and their families matter, and their families miss them. And they don't need to be sacrificed for somebody's freedom to get stoned. They don't need to be sacrificed for somebody to make money off these really high potency products that have never been studied before. We're not guinea pigs. We're not lab rats here in Colorado, and our children especially aren't. And I would ask you to, protect the health and safety of Vermont and not sign this into law. I really appreciate your time. I know this is a long video, but it's very important that these people get noticed and are validated for what they have been through. And you can contact me at any time, Governor Scott, and I really appreciate your time. And my prayers and love to the people of Vermont. May this industry not come to your community. Thank you.